Hello everyone, welcome to our session of a book launch for The Faith and Miracles, a book written by Ravi Valluri sir. I am Kanika Ketan and I am here on behalf of Jashna Events to have the formal book launch of the book. So we have a few dignitaries with us today on this platform where we will discuss the book, that is Faith and Miracles, and we will know the various factors and the experiences of the author as well as people reading it. So before introducing all the members, I would like to say that Jashna Events is here to celebrate the books and the authors, and we ensure you that this book is something which you should read for having and developing a faith in yourself to witness the miracles of your life. So I welcome all the dignitaries here, and as a small introduction of Sir Ravi Valluri, we have the following. Sir Ravi Valluri has been an officer in Indian Railway Traffic Service, and he held this post for a quite long period. And the last post held by him was Principal Chief Commissioner, a manager for Southern in Railway, and then he was posted in Chennai. So we are here and with him, and he's also a very like a faculty of art of living, and he conducts lectures on happiness program, yoga, and meditation sessions. He has also authored about 10 books, which includes both fiction and non-fiction books, and it contributes to anthologies as well as WordPress. He has also recently started his YouTube channel, and we have all seen his new book launch video on that. Then the name is Magic of Mind, and he would be launching his website, rustleofwords.com, very soon. So, we welcome you all here, sir, and I'm glad, and I'm very glad to know that you are a yoga and meditation teacher and a coach. So that is something that we need to follow in this day-to-day activity and a stressful life. So we welcome you all to the session. Then with this, I would like to congratulate you on your book, and that book is a true account, and it is a collection of experiences which he had during his long journey and his job and his work. So I think that is what we are looking forward to, and that would be amazing when it comes to the audience. In addition to him, we also have few guests with us, and I would like to introduce those guests for our session. We have a Dr. Prema Sheshadri, who is an international faculty with one of the largest NGOs, that is the Art of Living. Dr. Prema Sheshadri spent a fair period of time in Egypt in early 2000s and to start the Art of Living programs and to teach its stress relieving techniques to its populace. So welcome, ma'am, to our session, and I'm really glad that we have a person who helps us to remove the stress that we have in today's work life when we are mostly concentrated on screens and the work stress is there. We have pressures, we have deadlines. We really need mentors like you who can help us out through this stress management techniques. Another guest whom we have today is Dr. Vanitha. Sorry if I pronounced the title slightly wrong. I'm really sorry. So Dr. Vanitha is with us, who belongs to 1984 batch of Indian Revenue Services. So, ma'am, your contribution is really wonderful. Indian Revenue Service is very prominent service in our country. She is a PhD in English literature and also an MBA. She also co-authored books, and the book is The Better English for Better Business, co-authored with Ravi. The book covers all the basic rules of grammar. Pedestals and Other Stories is a short collection and a short book story collection, and that is the amazing collection she has contributed to our field of literature. The third guest who we have today is KL Pandey sir. He is retired as additional member again from Railway Board, New Delhi in October 2014. He has toured 18 countries. He has written 7 books in Hindi literature and 1 on the grammar of Hindustani classical music. In this spree where we are very concentrated about English literature, I think this is a really admirable contribution that you have made. I love Hindi literature and specifically the classical music. I don't have much knowledge about the music, but I am definitely a lover and a listener of classical music. So it's really wonderful to have you here, sir. And you have also received many awards and honors for the same in the contribution of literature. So I welcome you all for this session, and I hope that this would be a wonderful session regarding and launching of the book, and we will get to know more insights about the book that we are with here today. Now, I would request you all to show the book to the camera so that we can have a formal launch of the book, and that would be as a with a congratulation to Valluri sir. Please. Please show the, yeah. So this is the book launch event, and this is the book which we are launching for it. That is The Faith and Miracles, a short story. And so I would like to give some outline of the book, that what the book is all about. Human life is never a straight line. We face both positive as well as negative moments, emotions and feelings in life. So this book is an autobiographical account, and it is a true account of the events which were faced by author Sir Valluri, and in the nature, in the sense that it is inspired by numerous difficult situations from his childhood and even today. The series of miracles, the faith and belief of author's mother, and interactions with spiritual masters which engineered a change in life. Sir, I would like to know from Valluri, sir, that what was your inspiration behind writing this book? I mean, it's really difficult to share your experiences with people. So, what motivated you to write this book?
Well, this was sometime December last year. There was a competition by a platform. It was called to write about your own life in about 5,000 words. But I thought that I just couldn't do the justice, because there have been so many events. And I began writing, and then slowly it got converted into a book. And I traced my past and my childhood, then youth, then joining the Indian Railway Traffic Service and various interactions. And then my interaction with various spiritual masters. And that's how it, went ahead. And then it got converted into this book. It's called A Story of Faith and Miracles.
Right. Okay, so I will also like to invite our guest, and I will open the please you can switch on the speakers and you can put on your questions for sir to proceed with it. Ma'am, I would like, ma'am, Prema, ma'am, I would like you, if you can please proceed with your questions. Prema, ma'am.
Not visible on the screen.
Okay.
She's not
yeah.
audible.
Yeah. Now she is there. Yeah.
Ma'am, you are not audible.
I think. No.
No, I will try.
She has to unmute.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, ma'am, you are still not audible. Okay. Vanitha, ma'am, please, can you ask your questions?
Mr. Ravi, I read your book, and it's very candid, all type of autobiography. Needed a lot of courage to write that kind of thing and expose everything about your life. I mean, It's a really a wonderful book, and congratulations for that. It,
Thank you.
you really celebrate the power of faith and miracles, and your book is a testimony of what faith can do in, when everything else fails, what faith can do. It's a really wonderful book. I was just wondering why this particular title you have selected. What is the significance of the title to you?
Initially, ma'am, it was called December Diary Challenge because that's how it was meant for the platform. But then, as I proceeded further, I stumbled into my past and I realized that throughout my journey, there was some event or the other occurring, and the bedrock was faith, and that faith got converted into a miracle. That's how this title was there, a story of faith and miracle. And in fact, if one looks at the cover there or the back blurb, it's at the shore, and there is a boat here, and we find anchorage only when the universe, the Almighty or the Guru, the Master, just showers his blessings. And that's when miracles occur. That's how this title came, a story of faith and miracles. And I tried to capture that, had to work a lot on the design. First, I was in Bangalore at that time and discussed with my son, and we had zeroed on something of this nature and then had to convey it to the concept artist who designed the cover. And various events in my life, right from childhood, then the faith of my mother, the faith of my wife, my grandmother, and how various events had occurred, and each step in my life. And that's how that faith got transformed into miracles. Right from my childhood, when I suffered from acute problem of malabsorption, or to adult life, when I became a victim of alcoholism. When I was a child at that time, I was to have been taken to Valluri Medical College for treatment. I was barely 10 years old, and our tickets were booked. But instead, next day, that night rather, we went to Mysore, and that was my first interaction with Ganapati Sachidanand Swamiji. And I was cured of malabsorption. And when it came to alcoholism, it was through Gurudev Sri Ravi Shankar, who, through this unique technique of Sudarshan Kriya, and transformed my life. So it was faith and then miracles.
I was interpreting it slightly a different way, in that I thought, it's like your father was a very scientific, logical, stable man, and your mother was totally, completely surrendered to faith. She believed that the gurus and God will save you and protect you. So it was like you were like a river flowing between two banks with different ecosystems, and both were nourishing you, both were helping you, but you were leaning more towards the ecosystem provided by your mother, isn't it? But the logic of your father, your scientific outlook definitely had an impact on you too. So you were sometimes questioning, sometimes you were surrendering.
Yes, my father was highly, he was an economist by training, and he always demanded proof for everything. And he believed in the concept of auto-suggestion. And according to him, that has an impact. But his brothers and his family, they were devotees of Satya Sai Baba. So my father had gone to Puttaparthi a number of times. In fact, my father had also done the part 1 course of Art of Living, then the advanced course of Art of Living. He learned mudra pranayams, various things. So, but he used to, keep questioning. His mind used to always question that. I still remember that was one event, it's indelibly, etched in my mind. Gurudev had come to Gorakhpur. That was part of the UP Rail Yatra. So I had invited Guruji to our house. In fact, I traveled with him. So the moment we landed there, he said, okay. And when he came to my house, he said, no, this is not for you. It's for your father. He came and he garlanded my father. And there were tears in my father's eyes. So my father was riding these two boats. But as I had mentioned, while my mother totally believed in faith and miracles, she shares her birthday with Swami Vivekananda. So for her, there were a couple of things. Number one, service to humanity, and her immense faith in Lord Venkateshwara, then Velankani Church, Raghavendra Swami, and then Gurudev. Um, she had immense faith, and in her childhood, during my childhood, in Ganapati Sachidanand Swamiji. So it was both the things together. So it was faith and miracles, the faith of my mother, and the intellectual input of my father. That fashioned my personality.
What I really appreciated about your book was you don't give, your chapters are, you have created a framework with the political and contemporary events in the background. And you have used that thing to landmark your different events that happen in your life. That's a very nice way of, progressing in the book. I really appreciated that.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, ma'am, for the questions. These are very wonderful to know the experiences. Now, I would like to ask Prema ma'am to please put up the questions.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, ma'am.
Thank God. Okay. First, congratulations, Raviji. I think it's an amazing effort. So congratulations to you. I really don't have questions, but I certainly do have a couple of comments, if I may. First, I just have to acknowledge and salute your mother. I mean, what an incredible human being. While faith brings about courage, but you need courage to base your whole life and lead a life on a foundation of faith. It's not easy. And for her to have done that consistently through life is so praiseworthy. So I really need to salute her first. It's very akin to the paradox that Gurudev often points out. He says that if you lack faith, you have to pray for faith. But to pray, you need faith. And I think your mother practiced both. And she prayed and she also had faith. And I think that's what made her such an exceptional human being. Secondly, I just have to applaud you for the courage to share your story. It wouldn't have been easy to revisit areas and phases of your life which have been painful. But to go back and to bring it onto a public platform requires an enormous amount of courage. And I really applaud you for that. Thirdly, very briefly, I see the book as a huge inspiration. I won't comment on miracles, because to me, miracles is it's personal, it's a perception. For many like me, every moment is miraculous. For me, my life is dotted by miracles, right? But it's very individual, it's a very individual perception. But faith is amazing. Faith is a phenomenon. It's a very deep experience. It cannot be taught. It cannot be explained. It can only be felt. It can be shared. And I see that in the narration. And that's what makes the narration so very special and so very precious. I firmly believe that there is faith within all of us. It's just that we haven't witnessed it yet. Many of us haven't witnessed it yet, but you have, and you brought that forth in your book. But what is a certainty, and again, that comes through in your book, is faith brings an enormous amount of strength. It brings valor. It brings peace. More importantly, it brings dynamism into your life. It brings an enormous amount of enthusiasm into your life. So I do believe that your book is going to be extraordinarily inspirational. It's going to guide people to, seek within to embrace all the joys of life, because you have done that. You've gone through the most challenging periods. You've had your faith, you've had your prayer, and you've had the support of a phenomenal parents. And I think this is going to be very inspirational for people. So congratulations once again, and looking forward to your next piece of work.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, ma'am. Thank you so much for your words. And so I will proceed to KL Pandey sir for his question.
Good evening, the auspicious Madam Vanitha and Madam Prema ji, for the comments on this book. I will first I'll congratulate Ravi for writing such a beautiful book, in addition to the others which I have already come across. This type of book, writing this type of book is definitely very, very difficult. And you have to have a lot of courage to write such type of book. I have read a few autobiographies, and this kind of book, it starts with the style of Abhimanyu, means you are learning something when you have not come to the real world, and then it progresses. Of course, as it has been mentioned that your mother, she was a very exceptional kind of person, because developing a faith and then sticking to it despite all the odds, that's also very, very difficult. And then it turns into miracles, as it has been cited in various chapters. Different situations and the miracles happen. It has also been proved at various places in the book that you have to surrender 100%, whether it is to the supreme power, or whether it is the gurus like Swami Chinmayanand ji and Sachidanand Saraswati ji and Guruji Shri Ravi Shankar ji. Ravi, you have gone through so many difficult phases, and especially the problem of alcoholism, which was not the problem with you, it was the problem for the entire family. And just see how much the entire family has gone through. It is really the outcome of the faith that you have miraculously come out of all this, and you have written the entire story in various chapters, because it has taken a lot of time. And then the most amusing for me is the story while you were in the railways, where, in the sense that I am aware that you superannuated last month, and the entire story, right from the joining of service and the erstwhile COPS interaction with him, and then the COM, the later, the COPS was renamed as COM, and entire journey, and then yourself becoming a COM at two zonal railways, and then retiring as chief commercial manager. I have also worked as COM and seen all these things. And it was so wonderful. Very difficult phases of life you have gone through, and you have narrated so well. Of course, the process which you have gone through, it is really very, very difficult. Like when you got connected to art of living, then you became a faculty, and the whole process and your support of your family and blessings of Guruji. So with all these things, the things which kept happening, and they happened because of the faith, and what was happening, it was miracle. So this book, I have gone through each and every word of it. I have read it, and I'm so happy to have this book, which is, as Madam said, it is very inspirational. And I must say, I always had that kind of belief that if you have to surrender to somebody, some entity, God or Guru, then you have to surrender 100%. It cannot be 99.9. You have to surrender 100%. And then that's what is known as complete faith. And then, as you have cited, and as we have experienced, even in my life, and everybody would have experienced, that the miracles do happen. And there is that supreme authority, supreme entity who is guiding all our actions and observing each and everything. So congratulations once again, Ravi. I'm not going to ask any questions because it's a very, very difficult job you have done. There are certain things which even in autobiographies people don't write, but you had the courage to write all these things. I congratulate you once again. Thank you.
Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir, for your kind words. Thank you so much, sir, for this book. And I have not yet read it, but I am really looking forward to read it, as it is really bringing a faith. And I'm really waiting for miracles in my life. And now I think I would submit 100% and accept them and wait for them to have their impact there. So this book is available on Amazon, and it is not yet available in bookstore, but it is launching there soon. And please go and grab your copies. I would like to say to all the audience that we need.
In Chennai, it's available at Higginbotham's. Chennai,
Okay.
It's available at Higginbotham.
It's available on bookstores. So please go and grab the book. And we will meet you again in another author meet. And I would like to thank all the participants of this meeting to take out your precious time for us and participate in this discussion, this wonderful and healthy discussion. And thank you so much for being with us for the evening. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Jai Gurudev.
Thank you.